Hi folks, Michael O'Doherty here. Sorry for the delay in starting off there. Just said I'd come on and just chat with you. I know on Sunday when I was out doing my walk, I said that I would sort of briefly chat with people throughout this week. What I'm planning on doing is to give people an appreciation as to how it is that they can help their body to function better this time of the year and any stress that they might be going through, what that does to their body. So what I'm planning to do, folks, is on the Monday, the 4th of January, that's Monday, the 4th of January, 2021, I want to try and get people off to a good start and get their mind in the right zone and explain to them the reasons why. Now, I was saying also that on my chat the last day with you guys that, you know, our government and all of these guys, they all talk about science and science research and all of that kind of thing. And they have to go by the science when it comes to understanding COVID-19 and that. But what's really been emerging over the last couple of months is the scientific research around why it is that social isolation or social disconnect is having a much greater impact on people's immune systems and indeed possibly contributing to the problems of trying to recover from such conditions like COVID-19. The key type of research that has emerged is the research around the vagus nerve. Now, in the past, I would have talked with you about the vagus nerve. The vagus nerve is a nerve that displays from the base of the brain down through the throat, down to the chest, heart area, and down to the abdominal area. And now, of course, they have discovered the branches that go up onto the head, the face, and the head itself. And the vagus nerve plays a major role in inflammation. Now, when it comes to COVID-19, it's not so much the overload of viral activity that causes the problem and causes serious organ disease and death. In actual fact, it's the overstimulation of the immune system and the high production of inflammation. So the vagus nerve plays a major role there. That what they're discovering is that social isolation is detrimental to the human being. Particularly, we see it with our children. And the thing is that, you know, we have evolved in communities and we've evolved through social interaction and all of that. But the problem is that if we're not socially interactive, and we're covering over our faces, we don't get that facial expression. That facial expression isn't there. People don't smile as often. And when that happens, it has a direct effect on the stress level production of our body. Now, it's a little bit more complex, and that's something I'll chat with you as we go on about over the coming weeks. But ultimately, what they have discovered is that the specific branches of the vagus nerve that works up towards the head is in some way its toning has altered in a negative way, and this results in your sympathetic nervous system overloading. Or it means that your body is signaling not just from the viral overload, but there's a signaling taking place from what are called cytokines, which are protein signalers. And what happens is that they're signaling the immune system, and the immune system produces inflammation. And it's this inflammation that's creating more problems and leaving people more susceptible. And while from a medical perspective, the research, which was, Stephen Borges is his name, he's from Indiana University, in a fantastic article recently in elemental.medium.com, they talked clearly about this, that their research is pointing towards this social isolation scientifically as being a problem for the human being because particularly with children, because of how we evolve. And it cites the fact that it's the overproduction of inflammation that causes the problem. Now, the key is, why is that vagus nerve so important for you and me? Well, it's easy to understand this when you get into it. The vagus nerve, or this wandering nerve that splays from the base of the brain right down through the body, particularly from the throat, chest, and abdominal region and back up to the head, this is the commander when it comes to the parasympathetic nervous system. So when you and I are stressed, and for many people out there, they're in sympathetic overload. That means your sympathetic nervous system is overloaded. You're firing all the stress hormones in the body, which lead to a lot of production of inflammation, poor gut function, poor sleep, and so on. And that weakens the immune system. So the key is to be able to dampen down that, to calm the body. And the way to do it is to understand that the vagus nerve ultimately is the calmer. It's the controller and auditor and chief of the parasympathetic nervous system. So a couple of simple little things that you might do that would be helpful. One is abdominal breathing or diaphragmatic breathing, which is a global activation exercise. So diaphragmatic breathing or abdominal breathing is very powerful. A little bit of meditation out in nature. Washing your face with cold water in the morning is really good for the vagus nerve. It helps to shock it back and recalibrate it. These little things are really, really, really helpful. Also, of course, gargling. If you get some water and gargle, it helps the toning. So when we're stressed, it throws off the toning of the vagus nerve. And the social isolation is stressing people. And when that happens, then the strands of the branches of the vagus nerve that come up to the face and head, they are not functioning properly. So the tone changes. So the toning of that vagus nerve, which controls your parasympathetic nervous system, which is what you need to calm down, that is not happening. So we need to find ways to do that. From a medical perspective, they can use steroids and all of these types of treatments when they're dealing with various types of viral overloads or infections or whatever. But ultimately, we need to try and prevent our immune system from weakening. So obviously, good sleep, eat food, get out amongst nature. Don't be rushing around. It's Christmas time. Don't need to be rushing around. It's an opportunity for families to really gel together this Christmas. And the thing is that practice what I've just said to you. Let's use that vagus nerve, which is controlling your parasympathetic nervous system. Let's use that now to relax the body. Okay, and the way to do that is breathing abdominally, washing your face with cold water in the morning, gargling. These are just the 3 things I want you to do. And now there's an awful lot more things that you can do as well. But it's to know that you can have a direct response to any kind of inflammation in your body. If you want to stop the production of inflammation in your body, you have to bring the parasympathetic nervous system back into a calm state, the body into a calm state. So the parasympathetic nervous system is controlled by that vagus nerve. If you practice those couple of things, it really, really will help. So that's the science behind how this social isolation and social disconnect is affecting our children, but also affecting all of us. There is a real physiological reaction that's taking place because as human beings, we evolve through community and interaction. And if we don't have that, we suffer. And I see that in my clinic every day. People come to my clinic now regularly to have energy treatment because this helps to really relax and calm the system down. The energy work in our clinic is designed for that. It literally releases the stress, calms the system right down. If you want any more information, then let me know. So as I said, in January the 4th of 2021, I'm going to do a Zoom chat for people. Okay, that means you're coming online on the computer. I'm seeing you and you're seeing me and we're chatting and I'm just giving you some guidelines that will really help you face into the next year. And to do that, please, folks, email info@michaelodoherty.com if you're interested, or send a private message, or just say yes on this, or send us your email, because we will need your email to send you out an email for that Zoom chat, to send you a link for that. So lots of exciting things emerging, lots of exciting ways that we can help to recalibrate our system, stop the production of inflammation, and indeed, not once we stop the production of inflammation, even our brain processes better, which means we can have better concentration, better focus, better sleep, and so on. So there is an emerging of a new human being, but there's also the emergence of new understanding about how we react to these types of situations that are emerging in our society with regard to something like COVID-19. So I hope you enjoyed that. I hope it helps you to appreciate that there is a real reason why we can feel the way we feel in these circumstances. And most importantly, there are 3 simple little things that I gave you there that will help you. Send me an email at info@michaelodoherty.com if you have any queries or if you want any information on treatment or whatever. But particularly if you want to be part of my Zoom chat, which will be free on the 4th of January 2021, which is just a couple of weeks down the road. Okay, chat to you before Christmas. Have a lovely evening, folks. And please share, like and comment and share what I've just outlined to you. Thank you, folks. Bye-bye.